Hey all, and welcome back to another episode of Blue Collar Saturday Stuff. So as you recall, I did a video review on these recently, the resole on these. These are the Red Wing 9013 Beckmans. Talked about the resole that I had Northern Republic's Shoe Repair and Leather Works do for me. So today what I want to do is I'm going to talk to you a little bit about one of the other products he recommended to me. As you know, I went with a storm welt on these to help prevent any water getting into the boot, just a little bit more water resistant than the Goodyear welts that are standard on Red Wing. So living in the Midwest in the wintertime and the spring, and even occasionally the good downpour in the summer, we get some rain. And yesterday, as I was walking back and forth from lunch, I noticed in the rain that the boot got considerably darker. Now, typically on these, I'll use a Neat's Foot oil conditioner from Red Wing and like a shoe polish. Typically I use a Lincoln shoe polish that's a tan, matches these really well, I've found. But what I noticed yesterday in the rain was that the boot started getting darker from the water. Basically what it was telling me is that there was really no real water protection from any substantial amounts of water that was happening with the boot. So the water was still seeping into the leather, and I don't want that to happen. Little bits of rain, I think it's okay. The water tends to beat up, but I started thinking, okay, I need to protect my boots a little more. So I talked to Greg at Northern Republic, and he recommended a couple of products, but this was one of them. This is Snoseal. So it's an all-natural, all-season leather protectant. It is beeswax, and it is a waterproofer as well as a leather conditioner. So I thought, all right, well, let me give this a try. So the application of this is actually quite simple. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's just heating the leather. I used a hair dryer. Now it says to preheat the leather, but it cools so quickly. I actually preheated the leather a little bit, and then as I worked in the Snoseal here into the boot, I heated it again with the blow dryer just to allow it to get into it. And then when I saw that the leather was no longer soaking up the Snoseal, I, at that point, kind of just heated it and buffed out the excess with a cloth. So just to show you what it looks like inside, it's just a soft paste. I did it by hand application, didn't use a brush, just kind of worked it in with my hands. I don't mind doing that. What I did do, though, because I wanted to see the difference between the two, was I went ahead and applied it to the boot here you see without laces, and then the boot on the left here, this one, just has my normal treatment stuff. So it's just got the Lincoln stain polish on it, and then just some of the regular Red Wing oil that would help keep the leather conditioned. So what I've got here is just a bottle of regular old tap water and a sprayer, and I want to give you guys a chance to kind of see what this does. Now, at first, what you're going to see is that there's just really doesn't appear to be much difference, that the water just kind of beads up on both. Okay, so that sits there and it beads up. It looks as though that, the stain works just as effectively as the Snoseal, but in all actuality, like I said, with some substantial water, it actually makes a difference. So I'm going to move this one over here for just a second because I want to show you guys kind of the difference. So we'll keep an eye on the clock. Right now it's at 3:14, and I've got, a good substantial amount of water sitting there on the leather. We're just going to let it sit there here for about 20 or 30 seconds because I want you to see the difference it makes to have the Snoseal on there versus just the traditional shoe polish. So as you can see, the leather is actually kind of starting to darken up through here, and the water's there, and it'll wipe off if I wipe it off with a cloth. But if I let it sit and soak, and I spray even a little bit more on there, kind of having that sit on there, you can see if I wipe the boot off where it's gotten darker. You see the spotting in through here, and it's gotten darker. Now it'll dry out, and that's fine, but that means that the water actually got into the leather and through the polish, which really is not ideal. That happens enough, it kind of starts to, your feet will get wet, not to mention the fact it's probably not good for the leather that the water soaks all the way in there often. Now, let's set this one aside for just a second and take a look at the Snoseal. So, as I spray this on, you can see that it beads up the same, and we'll leave it. So it's about 430, 425 on this. So let it sit for a little bit. We'll give it a considerable amount of time. So that's about 20 seconds that it's on there. Now if we wipe this off, one thing you'll notice, the leather really didn't get any of that spotting. That Snoseal really did keep that water from actually penetrating the leather. So this has got that stain underneath as well for the color, which is nice, and I can go back and apply it again later to add some additional shine if I want to. But I just want to make the point that that snow seal here, this natural beeswax, really did make a difference in keeping that water out. Whereas you can see it here on this boot that didn't have it, and there's really no water penetration to speak of on the boot with the snow seal. So again, it's just a all natural beeswax all season leather protectant. It does dry scent free. There is a caution on here that it could darken the leather. It didn't darken these. So to color test that in an inconspicuous spot, if you want, maybe somewhere in here on the inside of the tongue where you're not going to notice it, if you're concerned about the color of the boots. And again, I applied it by hand, heated it with a blow dryer till the shine remained and it didn't appear to be soaking into the leather anymore. I buffed it out, and then I just took a horsehair brush to it and gave it a good buffing, and I actually got quite a nice shine on it. So there it is, guys. Snow seal. If you're looking to keep your feet dry, protect your leather through some elements, Snow seal appears to be the one to do the job. So good luck, guys, and happy trails.